We all know that one of the big problems with EVs is absolutely catastrophic depreciation. The fact that it's got a battery, which is basically just a soggy bag of wet chemicals instead of an engine, means that it starts to degrade as soon as you drive out of the showroom. This battery comprises pretty much half the value of the entire car, and it's essentially disposable. So it isn't entirely surprising that depreciation on EVs is absolutely vertical. But you'd expect the depreciation to happen after you'd got it out of the showroom. But EVs have achieved that rare feat of depreciating before they've even been sold. And this monstrosity of a truck lost over 30% before it was even titled. As the article reveals, this Hummer EV lost $45,000 without ever touching a driveway. King-size electric SUV lost almost $45,000 despite having hardly been driven and never being titled. We all love the idea of getting our hands on a brand new car, but the depreciation all but the most rare groove in demand models suffer is a bitter pill to swallow. Take a look at this GMC Hummer EV for proof. It just sold on a well-known auction site for around $45,000 less than its MSRP, despite having only been driven for a few hundred miles. A Hummer 3X, it would have cost $104,650 in base form, but this one came with some choice options. The most significant of those is the $23,355 Amiga Edition package, which included Neptune blue matte paint, transparent removable roof panels, 18-inch beadlock wheels and black emblems. Then there's off-road package that added skid plates, underbody cameras, locking differentials and a further $9,995 to the price. The total with options MSRP came to $140,295. Yet the auction hammer price for this GMC Hummer EV SUV was only $95,500. In an earlier listing on Bring a Trailer, bids reached $95,750, but that wasn't enough to hit the reserve and it failed to sell. A week later, with the Hummer listed again on the same site and the reserve now removed, somebody got themselves a steal of a deal. It's absolutely insane. The very nature of electric cars with a battery that is essentially a chemical reaction means that the depreciation is going to be vertical whatever happens. Despite the assurances that you can tell the condition of the battery just by plugging in a diagnostic tool, the problems are that each brand has a separate diagnostic system, so it's incredibly difficult for dealers to actually tell what the state of the battery is. And nobody in their right mind is going to buy a used EV when they don't know precisely what the state of the battery is. But in this case, the battery is brand new. It's only done a few hundred miles, and it's still lost over 30% of its value before it even drove off the showroom floor. I mean, apart from the inconvenience and the impracticality of EVs for most people, the depreciation on its own should be enough to put you off from ever buying an EV. If you want to support this channel and help me continue to make these videos, why not buy me a coffee? Click the link in the description or scan the QR code on screen.